Hello, name's Madison Andrews. You can use my Facebook, my Skype, my email, or my Tumblr to contact me for things relating to the panel. I will provide links to those. I'm completely up to date in Homestuck. I've reread it multiple times. I'd like to be in the panel because I've had a lot of friends that have been on panels before and they quite liked the experience. And I always wanted to be a part of it, and I've done improv work in the past and role-played in the past, so I thought, hey, sounds like a fun thing. Also, I'm new to the LA cosplay scene, and I figured it would be a pretty good way to get to know people. I don't really have any relevant allergies for the panel, just no one throw like a cloud of dust at me, which I don't think is gonna happen. I'm auditioning as Sollux because, sorry, I left my Facebook open. I am auditioning as Sollux because I find this just, his character is really important to me. I identified a lot with him on first reading, like coming across his character. The whole, like Gemini symbology really stuck with me. Yeah, he's a really great character. What's my favorite color? Okay. I guess like maroon, gold, black, mustard, orange. I like dark colors. It's hard to look at colors the same way after Homestuck, though. Damn it. Is John allowed to prank me? Yes. Absolutely yes. Anything offensive or triggering that you should know about? Nothing that's really relevant for the panel. And if it bothers me, like, I'll deal with it. Like I said, I've done improv before. I'm a pretty chill person. Don't worry about it. And will I be able to get along with other panelists and have fun on the panel? You bet your ass. This is what I love doing. I love interacting in character with people, and like I said, I'm a pretty chill person, and I'm used to dealing with all personality types, so if for some reason I don't agree with someone, I'm not gonna let it affect like how I am on the panel. I'm not gonna, break character or anything to call someone out on a mischaracterization or something stupid. Like, you got it. I'm auditioning to be part of the panel, and I will, do as advertised on the tin. No worries. First question. My worst memory of the game? Probably being convinced to play the game in the first place. I mean, that was supposed to be the source of our salvation from whole world-ending mechanism, and turned out to actually be the source of this fucking world-ending mechanism. So, yeah, being double-crossed by our own salvation was pretty shitty overall. Thanks. Something I'm insecure about, but don't want others to know? Well, if I didn't want you to know, I wouldn't tell you, so it doesn't really matter if I don't want you to know, because everyone actually kind of knows this in the first place without me really wanting them to, which is awesome. But, so, frankly, I kind of hate myself. I mean, not in the sense that, like, KK has a problem with himself and needs to get a quiescent room, because seriously, what the hell is up with that? It's more that, like, just, look, I'm not fond with a lot of the choices I've made in my life, and how it's affected some people, and yeah, it'd be just nice to get a second chance on things, if that were possible, Who do I have romantic feelings for? Pity-wise? Well, like, okay, so there was this one time that FF and I kind of hit it off in a pity sense. Well, because, like, we just lost people that were really important to us, and so we were just sort of like, hey, yeah, that sucks, that just happened to me too. And so it was really just like the most base form of, hey, your life sucks. our lives kind of suck sort of pity and just filling each other's holes. And that's about it. Like, and really, nothing really ever came up of it because I never really worked in a quadrant after that. Especially because, you know, we both kind of partially died after that, so with a little bit of a damper on things. Hardest part about the 3 years after the game? Well, okay, so like I heard that actually really sucks for a lot of people because, you know, all of their friends died and they didn't really get to see anyone, and it was just a lot of stewing with people they didn't like anymore. But for me, I don't know, it was probably one of the best parts of the game because I got to see AA again, and she was alive and happy about everything. Those almost like things went back to normal for her, except, you know, she'd grown and I'd grown, and we'd both grown. So just, yeah, getting to see her happy about things again was overall pretty awesome. How would I react if my romantic interests were to confess they had mutual feelings? Well, like I said, I don't really have any feelings in that sense about anyone. Like, look, FF and I didn't really work in a quadrant. And we kind of, like I said, we saw how that happened. It was mostly mutual. I mean, she was a little overbearing, but, I mean, otherwise, I mean, that sort of worked, but, yeah, nothing stable, I guess. And then anyone else that I like, it's really important to me, I kind of think they're a little too important to be confined to any one quadrant. Like, why would you do that to someone? There's, like, things are so much better when there's more than one way to do the thing, I guess. My favorite way to pass the time is probably just sticking around in computers. Because, I mean, like, come on, if you can't figure it out by, like, just screwing around with it, then you probably shouldn't be around computers. But they're great, though, because there's, like, a right and a wrong way to do everything. And there's none of this bullshit, like, oh, this wrong decision could doom all of your friends, or this one could doom some of your friends, but not these ones. It was nice to know that there weren't actually any consequences to just sort of messing around with things and pulling things up and making things but not actually executing them. So yeah, computers are pretty safe in that respect, but also really powerful, which is kind of cool. I had the ability to, when I make it so that escrow never happened, you bet your ass. That shit screwed us 2 ways from Tuesday, and it warped us all into, like, killing each other, and it killed everyone we cared about. Like, it killed our entire race. Like, what the hell was good about that? Yeah, who wouldn't want to undo that? What I missed most about my life before the game was probably just being able to talk to people without there being all this weird bullshit of everyone being dead and hating each other. Well, I mean, yeah, we kind of hated each other, but not in the same way. It was, I mean, look, like, you know, I could just talk to TV about random shit, and she was really funny and, you know, wasn't actually worried about, oh, this game and mind player crap with trying to keep us on the right timeline. And then, like, AA was alive, and we were just sort of screwing around investigating these ruins she had with, although they ended up being related to the game, which was stupid. It's like, you know, she was happy and I was happy just to sort of, you know, watch her do the shit, because, I mean, fuck screwing around in the mud, that was, like, ew. And then, like, Kege, yeah, he was still an ass, but, like, he was sort of, you know, the kind of ass you could actually put up with. He didn't truly, like, look, he wasn't actually, you know, didn't feel responsible for murdering anyone at that point. With, he still isn't. Like, calm the fuck down, KK. You know, take about 200 chill pills. But, like, you know, it was just an enjoyable sort of banter we had, and we were just, you know, good friends, and that was fine. Just everyone was friends. And we weren't trying to murder each other or screw each other's plans over, or at least not in a way that, like, seriously, you know, hurt anyone. Not really. Sort of. We were still assholes. Something I've done that I'm proud of, like, well, even though it was sort of the source of this world-ending mechanism that murdered all of us and destroyed everything we cared about, blah blah blah, that doomed, depressing bullshit. I mean, like, that bit of hacking I did to get that copy of S-Verb that AA found in the ruins and adapting it so that it worked. Like, look, I fixed alien technology so that we could run it in a compatible sense on our technology. And I was working with no basis for this bullshit human technology. So, like, come on, man. That was pretty awesome. Like, seriously. The game ends, you win. You wake up back in the place you were before the game, which had now never existed, started. You remember everything. Well, I mean, yeah, the game, like I said, sucked a lot. So if that could just have never happened, that would be fantastic. But I mean, it was kind of important too. Like, we were all just sort of, yeah, it was simpler and it was great. But like, we were just sort of stewing in our own sober juices as these dumb little idiots. And I guess in a way, we really needed our heads pulled out of our asses about a lot of shit. So I guess, yeah, it did cause us to grow in better ways. And if we could just remember that without actually needing it to happen, I think that'd probably be the best case scenario.